Hey guys, so back a little earlier than usual with a review, even though I'll have one later this week, particularly the Hunger Games, Catching Fire. But as I said last week, my last review, I wanted to get around to finally watching Enough Said, which came to my movie theater about a couple weeks ago, and I figured I better get to seeing it before it leaves. And I don't know whether it's going to get to the cheap theater or not, so I didn't want to take that chance. I've been hearing really good things about Enough Said. It's getting a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is really, really good. Which is really surprising, too. I was like, and then I saw the, and then I got, well, the main thing uh, for me wanting to see this movie was because this was James Gandolfini's last leading role in a film. This is not his last film to be released. I think there's one more. I don't know what the hell it is. I forget what it is. But if I remember correctly, they didn't even finish it before he died. But I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, he doesn't have a big role in that one as he has in this one. So um, obviously, I'm a huge James Gandolfini fan, and it sucks that he's passed away, and it really really sucks. And I wanted to see this mainly because of James Gandolfini, and then I saw the trailers, and the trailers actually looked pretty funny. I thought the trailer looked pretty funny. It made the movie look pretty good. I thought it was a kind of quirky little idea for a film. I'm not a romantic comedy fan, but I was like, what the hell? This looks harmless. It's got, and Julia Louis Dreyfus was good, or was in it, and I like her too. And a lot of people I liked in it. So now I've seen it. Yeah, my opinion is that yeah, it was a pretty good movie. It was harmless. I liked it. It was, I mean, it's one of the better romantic comedies I've seen in a long time. Um, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of romantic comedies, but this was pretty good. It's definitely held together by its performances and by its actors. Particularly the two main actors, James Gandolfini and Julia Louis Dreyfus, are great in this movie. Um, the chemistry between the two is really good. I like Julia Louis Dreyfus a lot in this movie. I thought she's really funny. Um, Kind of attractive too. Maybe that's just me, but I like Julia Louis Dreyfus. She's very funny in this. And Gandolfini is very good and very charming in this, and you can believe that somebody would fall in love with this kind of guy. Even though he has his flaws or whatever. I mean, he has typical flaws as any guy has, like being a slob or stuff like that. Um, but uh, he, yeah, he's really good. I like Tony. One of my favorite parts of this movie was Tony Collette, who's Julia Louis Dreyfus's friend, and her husband, who I forget his name. I'm not can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I've seen him in a million things. He's he's one of those actors you see a lot in comedies, and he was really good. I liked some of his lines in the movie were pretty fucking funny. Um, the dialogue between him and Tony Collette were really good. For some reason, Tony Collette had a really weird accent. I don't know, is that her real accent? I don't know, was she trying to be Australian or British? I can't tell. But anyways, I was like, is that her real accent? I don't. Up until this point, I've never seen her with an accent. I was like, what the fuck is that? The point of that? I don't know. Maybe she did. Maybe she is. I don't know. I have to look that up. I didn't get a chance to look that up. Maybe she's from Australia or Britain or somewhere. Maybe I didn't know she had an accent. I swear. I've watched interviews with her and never seen her had an accent. I swear. I don't know. But yeah, I like them in it. Catherine Keener's in this, who plays James Gandolfini's ex husband or ex wife, who Julia Louis Dreyfus is also uh, massage therapist too, while she's also dating James Gandolfini. I like that kind of concept, and while she's uh, being a masseuse for Catherine Keener, Catherine Keener is bitching about her ex-husband, which is James Gandolfini, while Julia Louis-Dreyfus is dating him at the same time, and I like that kind of concept. Although I will say this movie, as much as I liked it and stuff, wasn't as funny as it could have been. It does fall under the faults, the problems that a lot of romantic comedies have, which is the main one being it's so stereotypical. And they have there's a misunderstanding, and then there's just 20 minutes of them just brooding and brooding and brooding, and then they finally get back together. It's kind of like that in this movie. There's, of course, the misunderstanding, and here's my problem with all these movies, and is that if all Julia Louis-Dreyfus had to do throughout this whole fucking movie was tell either Gandolfini or Catherine Keener of the situation, and everything probably would have been fine. But when you kind of delay telling them, that makes it fucking worse. People in real life don't do that. I mean, I never always had that problem with romantic comedies. It's so stupid. I mean, I know it would have been awkward, but still, you would have been better before. And it kind of like, honestly, one of my issues, I don't know, I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus in this movie. She kind of comes off as a bitch, because if you think about it, the things that she's complaining about James Gandolfini is kind of really small and really stupid to be complaining about, and he's actually a really good guy, so why the fuck are you complaining? I mean, you're kind of like, any normal person would be just fucking happy with what they have. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm a guy, and that probably doesn't hurt. That doesn't help. I'm a guy, and of course I'm going to be sympathetic towards the Gandolfini. I'm sure there's girls that are probably sympathetic to Julia Louis-Dreyfus, but and that's fine either way if you're sympathetic. Man, this is going to be a short review because I don't have much more to talk about. And this movie also kind of just ends too. It just kind of ends. It's like, all right, that was that. And I was not mad about it or anything. It's like, it just kind of leaves it open of where the relationship goes from there. Really, technically, they don't really get back together, but it looks like they are. But I recommend this movie. It's a good flick. It's definitely one of the better romantic comedies. It has the same flaws as the romantic comedies, where it has a misunderstanding, and this movie would have been this whole situation could have been a lot shorter if she would just told them about it. Of course, we wouldn't have a movie if she had. It would be a really short movie. I mean, I guess you gotta drag it out long enough. But that's always my problem with fucking romantic comedies. But honestly, this movie isn't that bad. It's a really good flick. If you're like me who really likes James Gandolfini, you want to see him in one of his last roles. It's really weird that this is one of his last roles because I would almost expect him to be in like some kind of crime thriller and that would be one of his last roles, but it isn't. I don't know. I still don't remember what this last movie is gonna be. I can't remember. If anybody knows, let me know. The comments below. By the way, if you, people that watch my videos, I love feedback. I always love feedback. To hear feedback anytime, even if it's negative feedback, I don't mind it at all. I know my videos aren't perfect, so you can't tell me anything I haven't heard or already know already. But anyways, I'm gonna get off here. It's the shortest review I think I've ever done in a long time since I've been doing these videos. Yeah, again, recommend this movie. I'll be back Friday with The Hunger Games Catching Fire, which I'm really looking forward to. And right now, I'm actually on Rotten Tomatoes right now, and it's saying it's 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, so apparently it's going to be really good, so yay! I hope it's an improvement over the first one, which I did like the first one, don't get me wrong. It has its flaws, which I'll get more into when I get into the review the second one. I'll talk more about the first one, but I'm hoping it's an improvement. It could be. It could improve a lot on the first one, and like I said, I like the first one, so I'm looking forward to this one too. This looks really good. It's got a really good cast. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. So yeah, I'll be back Friday with that, and I'll talk to you guys later.